Hello and welcome back to another episode of creating games in my channel DadMakesGames. So today I wanted to continue where we left off in yesterday, and yesterday I started to get builds in order to see the final build size of my files of my game. That's why today I will continue on trying this one. This is actually a time-consuming task because the build times took much more longer than I expected. That's why most of the time I'm just waiting for the next build to be finished. Yesterday I had some issues with the build size, and final build size is nearly around 50 megabytes, and then I remember that I opened the stack tracing option inside the build options, which may be related to, which may be creating this increase in the final build size. That's why I shut down the stack tracing option, and right now I'm waiting for the next build to finish, and I will check this from, I don't know, right now only waiting is and having coffee with you is needed during this phase of this game building. Finally, my final build is in here, yes, and as you can see, this is the build file that I get with the stack trace option enabled, which creates a final size of nearly 55 megabytes. And for this, if you look at this one, this is the one that I generate today. Its final build size is around 35 megabytes, which is still more than enough for my project, for the target size for this project, because the final build size should be less than 30 megabytes for this project. That's why I need to skim down, I need to strip down maybe some assets, or maybe I shrink down some of the textures, but definitely I will need to go way below 30 megabytes for this one. Let's try to investigate this thing. First thing, when I'm working in the final builds, I just open the editor log and look for the build report part inside this editor log, which is basically shows me which parts are the main, how is the size distributed inside this final package. So as you can see here, my textures are around 4.3 megabytes, and when I look to these lines inside here, I will have an overall idea for the distribution of the final build size, but nothing catches my mind because right now I needed to go nearly 5 megabytes or something like that. I needed to strip down, and as you can see in here, the textures are looking to have the maximum percentage, which is 16%, and which only consists of 4.3 megabytes, and which is way low than my final build size. That I need to target, I think, more than 5 megabytes in here. So let's go and to see if I will have any no, nothing in here. Then I have another asset called Asset Hunter Pro, which shows me the assets in used category or unused category, and according to their disk size. And as you can see, my main menu scene file is having, it has the most of the oh, okay, these animations, the animations from the game. I needed to get rid of these animations, but first I needed to detect their locations, because I do not use these animations in the final build. PS3 global references assets. This animation depends on global references and base normal controller, base normal avatar. Oh, is this responsible? Is this thing? No, this is just the avatar. Okay, I removed this say manager reference script, and let me just check that if the scene is working, the files are working. No, the tools is add manager to scene. So I cannot remove this script. Optimize. No. Say reference manager for large because it to freeze. Cancel. Okay, I guess this references script increases the size of the final build, because if this reference file keep the references of that objects inside the final build is trying to keep those references inside the game, inside the final build. So let's just try to look for these are the sound buttons. Yes, this should be the animations I'm looking for. And okay, how about removing the defend? I do not use this one. Left row, no. Hit no. Lapping, no. Stink, no. Idle drum, yes. Bulk, yes. Bulk, I do not remember. Jump, no. Victory in the end, probably. Die, no. And let's try to generate a new build under this condition, and let's see what the final build size will be. Okay, the size did not change. It decreases from 0.3 to 0.1. And let's check the asset hunter with this new build. And let's check the used assets according to the disk size. But this still says these are used. Copy paths. And there isn't any usage inside the find references in scene. Okay, there is no reference for this animation. Okay, this guy also doesn't have any reference. Oh. How about completely remove this reference manager and add this reference manager from the start? Because as you can see, the reference counts right now decreases from 1700 to 1300, and 400, near the 400 objects are excluded from here. So let's try to save it and to see if my save files are working or not. Yes, they look working. And let's try to generate another build. It does not create any effects over the final build. And let's recheck the Asset Hunter Pro to see if there is any change happens inside the final build. But it looks like these animations are still here, and I needed to get rid of these guys. Base normal controller. Base normal controller. How about just delete this guy and I just remove the base normal controller and try to generate another save file. And this guy, the size is still looks the same. I'm not looking at the correct direction. I'm not looking at the correct thing. So the parameters. Is there anything I'm missing in here? Another thing that I can do is to just exclude these assets, just remove these guys from the project, which eventually results in removing them in the final build. But since I do not find the usage of these guys inside the project, this can generate some bugs, some problems, but I will probably continue on that path because this took very much time for me. So let's just go and delete this one and delete one too. Okay, I removed some of the animations inside the project, and let's see that if that will have any effect in the final build. No, final build does not have any. Removing these assets, removing these animations from the project does not create any effect on the final build. Okay, I needed to look or another parts of this game in order to shrink down the final build size. So which of okay, there isn't too much size and there isn't much things to be considered in here. Only the size of this main menu looks too much. Data file for modules, level 1, level 0. That's different. Okay, how about the differences? Okay, I have no idea what is the reason for this large price. I wanted to try something else, and I just wanted to duplicate my main menu, and I just wanted to remove this guy, I think, and save the scene to see if this save manager has an effect for the final build. Okay, 100 kilobytes, which is basically nothing. Let's just copy and save it back to or just scene and save scene. Okay, I think I break down some references. So I will get rid of main menu and so actually I don't have too many ideas to where to look for in the final build in order to see which parts are considered having really big size in the final build, but looks like my scene file is the biggest size, 9 megabytes. Let's ask Google how can we decrease the scene size, how to decrease scene size in final build in Unity. Okay, what may be the reason? So let's make another copy of my main menu. Has to be on the safe side. So and let's just remove these files from game start objects till the next one and save this scene file. Yes, this has really big effect on the file size. Right now it's 9 megabytes. This thing does not have any effect. How about removing this guy? How about removing chapter 2 and chapter 4 files only? Okay, this is not the case also. Chapter 1 and chapter 3. Okay, one of these guys has the biggest effect. So how about removing chapter 3? Not removing chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3 has some problems. How about movables inside the chapter 3? No, not working. Digest one. Not close. Borders or cards and reels. How about cards and reels? Okay, card and reels is the thing I'm looking for. How about borders? Okay, the card or the reels. Let's delete the reels. Okay, I guess we are getting close to find the killer. How about removing cards? Yes. We had border generator and mesh. Which one? Let's go with border generator. Does not have any effect. And how about mesh? Yes. I guess we found the guy who is responsible for this big file size in the build. So, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Under rail, under mesh. Why are you this big? By the way, what are you? Okay, this is referring to the rails inside the game and channels, tracks. So the size of this tracks is too much. No, it's just only 42 kilobytes. And why is this mesh? Oh, it has. Oh, okay. The size. It looks like the size of this mesh vertices and triangles. How about decreasing the size of this extrude? What will it look like in the final build? Okay, that's all for today, and see you tomorrow morning.